Hi everybody, welcome to the video surprise of the day. Today's video surprise is on the 2022 Toyota Camry Iihs results updated. Alright, so interesting news that came about, and this is about the Iihs Insurance Institute Highway Safety. So they changed the test results on the Toyota Camry and also for a few vehicles as well. So they increased the weight and the speed. Few mid-sized cars excel in updated side crash test. And I'll put the links in the description if you're interested in reading the whole thing. And quick glance, right? A number of vehicles actually made it to the top, but there's only one vehicle that made it to the ultimate top, right? And the Camry ended up with a poor result on the side impact now. Okay, the Subaru Outback is the only mid-sized car to earn a good rating, and followed by the Hyundai Sonata, Volkswagen Jetta. Interesting fact, right? And the Camry, the Accord, Altima, Malibu didn't do so well. So the updated crash test uses a heavier barrier traveling at a higher speed to simulate the striking vehicle. The new barrier weighs 4,200 pounds, close to the weight of today's mid-size SUV, and strikes the test vehicle at 37 miles per hour compared to 3,300 pound barrier traveling at 31 miles per hour. So that's the only change. Heavier and faster. So it's a great test, I guess. So only if they did the test earlier, I guess, would influence the decision. So I guess the next redesign, they have to take that into consideration. The manufacturer definitely going to improve the vehicle. So heavier, sometimes the gas mileage goes down, I guess, right? So that's why you see a lot of smaller cars get better gas mileage. You know why? Because they're lighter weight, but then you trade off for safety. And you can see the Accord, Camry, Altima, and the Malibu on the poor side. And the big thing is the pelvis. That's really made the Camry really poor. Whereas the Accord, you got more marginal, right? The safety cage. And Outback, of course, is good. You could compare these different results and you see which one. Okay, folks, so let's take a look at the 2022 Toyota Camry and look at the results. All right, so this thing got updated by the Insurance Institute. So the results gonna surprise you. Everything looks good except for the side crash test, right? Updated test, poor. So let's drill down a little bit more into the results and see why it's gonna be poor, right? So headlights, well, it could be good or acceptable, and it really depends on the condition, which model which trim you have. Seat belts, it's just a chime thing. It has a marginal, not really important to me on that one. Driver side, front driver side is all good. That's good to know. You can see that over here, all good, and you can read up on it. If you want to see all the technical measurements, you can actually click on this link. Most people are not into the technical details, then you don't have to click on that. Small overlap front passenger side is all good, but the passenger restraint has an A. It's acceptable. You can see that over here. You can read up on that if you're interested. And I'm not going to play this video over here because, you already know the results, right? And you can read up on that. Moderate front overlap is good. All right. So the original side test was all good. You probably noticed that, right? It's at a little slower speed and, not as heavy of an SUV. So this is going to be a heavier SUV test. And you can see the results change dramatically. So look at that. From good to poor. That's a big, downward trend, I guess we would say, right? But let's look at this result more closely. And you can see the structure and cage is acceptable. The driver injury measurement, The neck is still good. The torso is marginal. Pelvis is marginal. Overall, it's poor. Not from there, but it's from the pelvis on the wear passenger injury measurement. All right. So that's something to know. All right. And the poor rating is the lowest rating of all the injuries, it looks like. So structure and safety cage, yeah, still held up really well. Head and neck is good. Torso is marginal. Pelvis is marginal. Would be better is good, of course, right? The results for change. Marginal. All right. Neck, torso, and pelvis. In the back, there's nothing really wrong except for the pelvis one. So they got really dinged for the pelvis. Let's see the new model when we design would do. So let's play the video over here. Here it goes. And I'm sure they're going to try this test on other vehicles in the future for the side impact. And just this one was a little surprise, I guess. I don't know how much leeway that the manufacturer had, but you can see the results over here. And that's the interior view. And this is the view of the passenger in the back. So yeah, so that's now what do you think, right? This is a view just after the crash test. You notice that on the bottom here, there's some intrusion into the compartment, occupant compartment. You can see that over here. Now with the doors removed, view of the vehicle after the crash with the doors removed, showing the side airbags and damage to the occupant compartment. So you notice that the B pillar, which is the one over here, moved a little bit. And by the way, this is the A pillar, this is the B pillar. So if it's a bigger vehicle than that, and maybe a heavier vehicle at a faster speed, who knows, right? Smear grease paint shows that the driver dummy head moved downward past the side curtain airbag and contacted the window sill. So pretty much they're saying it touched the door. The head touched the door on this dummy. And smear grease paint shows where the rear passenger dummy head was protected by the side airbag. So interesting. So that's probably the driver. All right. And you can read more in detail, by the way, if you're interested in finding the complete details in the description. I'll post the link there and you can check it out. And there are other vehicles that do this test. You probably check it out there as well too. But the big thing over here is the pelvis injury was poor that drove all the results to be poor. Otherwise, it'd be a marginal or something like that, right? Because you can see the trend over here. So the pelvis injury really influenced the results. And they did some, other analysis as well with strength, and head restraint. All those are good. Front crash prevention is superior. Front crash vehicle to pedestrian is superior. You can see that over here. Headlights, it depends on the trim. XLE is really great. But then you get the XSE and hybrid. It's only acceptable. The lowest one is acceptable, by the way, too. And if you got these other ones, they're acceptable, etc. So you can take a look at that. I'm not going to talk about those. Seatbelt reminder. I don't know why they give them a marginal. I guess it doesn't really, chime that well or something. Child seat anchors is good. And you can probably go check that out. And very detailed. So that's what you want in looking at crash results, especially safety-wise. But the big takeaway in this video, it has to do with the side impact crash and its safety. And yeah, so take note of that. The rear seats aren't that safe overall as you might have thought of in the past. and the new safety test really, uncovers that, right? And there's some occupant intrusion, and the B pillar moved a little bit. You notice that too. So that's the takeaway from this video. I think, will you still buy this vehicle, a sedan, or you're gonna buy SUV? So that's something I like to hear from y'all over there. And you had a comment to share, also posted below as well too. I really hope you liked this video and got some information from it. Please help me with a thumbs up so other people see this video. And I see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.